Paradox Pokemon. This is a term used to describe the Pokemon that have alternate forms from Pokemon that we know today. These forms can be in the past and or in the future, to which the forms can have different types and different stats. Because of that, these Pokemon were initially banned from regulation battles in VGC format. However, in the future, by the time it came down to Regulation B, the use of Paradox Pokemon were allowed, and that created a heavy influence on the metagame, specifically Iron Bundle, Fluttermane, and Iron Hands. In Regulation C, the Ruined Pokemon were added to the battlefield, which further changed the metagame. However, 2 Paradox Pokemon have remained banned from teams. Even with the new release of information regarding Regulation D, these 2 Pokemon remain untouched from legal VGC battles. These Pokemon are Walking Wake and Iron Leaves. The question we may be asking ourselves is, why introduce these Pokemon if they're not going to allow us to use them in these VGC battles? Well, if we look back on Sword and Shield, we will notice a pattern where Gigantamax Pokemon were also not allowed in the format for a period of time. Initially, the matches were started with just the regional decks. Following this, Dynamax was then allowed for a set period of time. However, Gigantamax Pokemon were still banned. Later after that, Gigantamax Pokemon were then allowed into the format. However, when we got to the DLC, we were introduced to new Gigantamax forms, specifically for the starter Pokemon as well as the Urshifu forms. These were later added to a new VGC format in Sword and Shield, where these new Gigantamax forms were then allowed. If we follow this trend, this will mean more Paradox Pokemon are going to be introduced in the new DLC to make way for Regulation E, allowing the use of the new forms not yet introduced. I know from the time of seeing these Pokemon, I immediately wanted Walking Wake on my team, but after seeing its signature move, Hydro Steam, boosting power in both the sun and the rain, I definitely wanted to place this Pokemon on my team. In Iron Leaves, well, there's still a few things to be desired with that one, but I have a few ideas that can possibly make it better. But in order for us to really test it out, we need to see how we can play it officially in a VGC format. So what do you think? Will we get more Paradox Pokemon to be released in the DLC and then have a new regulation of battles to come in that format to allow these Pokemon? Or will these Pokemon be forever teased and never make their way to the format? Leave a comment below and tell us your thoughts. But until then, this is going to be the Raikaze signing off. You all know what to do. You stay strong and you power on. Catch y'all later.